And I got my fingers crossed that the hacker doesn't put me down today. Wow, it has been something, hasn't it? I know. Where is she? She's lost. I preach consistency, and then it has just been one thing after another, hasn't it? The past several weeks. Anyway, hopefully by Monday, I will have my new studio open and it will flow easier and no more missed shows because I'm going to get back on my consistency for the last 6 months of the year. And yes, this is the last of the second quarter. And just so you know, I'm putting up the June 26th stats here just to let you know that the median price right now, I think we showed this the other day, it's still hanging in there at 448,000. Now there's probably going to be a lot of closings today because it is the last day of the month. So we shall see, and I will report on Monday if it has changed, of course, with my Monday stats, which will be for June. Yes, I love it when the last day of the month falls on Friday. I really do, because then my stats are all up to date on Monday for the previous month, and away we go. So that's a good thing. We're still doing 88 sales a day this month. That hasn't changed, and that's all good for everybody. So let's get on with the show today. And it's going to be, we're going to talk about the item of value, and we're going to talk about how you can get more listings. We need more listings. Yes, we need more listings. We have 51 days of inventory, but we can always use more listings. So let's see. First of all, we're going to talk about the item of value. Let me get it up here for you. Let me put myself down here. And so what we have posted in the group and will be emailed to you if you have opted in for our emails. And if you're on YouTube, go into the description and you will see the link to get on the email list. And you only have to get on it once, and then it will continue to send you the slides, the items of value. I think we have a link to a video, the TED Talk one with Sean Acor, which he's a wonderful speaker and a wonderful happiness coach. Anyway, so make sure that you get everything. If you're not in the group, or even if you're in the group, so that it automatically goes to you and you don't have to remember to go to the group to download it. Anyway, this month coming up, your item of value is your estate planning checklist. So this is really, I haven't seen them do this before, so this is really good. Number one, your last will and testament or trust has to be documented and ensure your affairs are in order and your final wishes are carried out. And then the executor of your estate, the beneficiary of your estate, the guardians for minor children, beneficiary designation. Now, we've got you've got your 401k or your IRA perhaps, your bank accounts, your life insurance policies, your pensions, your stocks, your investments, and any other financial accounts that you may have. And then number 5, your health care directions, including end-of-life care instructions. Number 7, power of attorney. And then number 8, proof of identity, your social security card, your driver's license, your birth certificate, your marriage license, your divorce decree, your passport. Maybe you changed your name. Those things all need to be in one spot. Then your home ownership, the title, the property deeds, and the mortgage papers. Those all need to be documented and put in someplace. I recommend that you might put all these things on a thumb drive, as well as scan them, as well as have a paper copy of them. That way, it's depending on how many papers you have, the thumb drive is really helpful for the person who is your executor or who's going to be in charge. So just saying, that's just one of my little tips. And this can be confusing. And you can say if you email this or send it, you can say, like it says down here, if you have any questions or would like more information, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will connect you with a qualified financial services professional or attorney. So that means you probably need to get a few suggestions if you don't have 2 or 3 already. And then This is for many family members. The decision to disperse their assets, such as the family home, can be filled with diverse emotions. Taking the time to first have a conversation with your family members about their expectations and desires, and then creating a clear and legally binding plan will ensure everyone's wishes are respected. So, estate planning 101, the 4 primary ways to pass a home down. So, selling outright to a family member, gifting to a family member while you're still living, a bequested to a family member after your passing, a deed transfer after your passing. And each of these options have pros and cons and can vary by the state. So always check with your professional and or attorney to ensure your rights as well as those of your family members who are protected and that are all the laws are followed. And then the other thing that we're talking about, you can have a trust, but then you need a will as well. So this is a legal document that states how your assets should be distributed, and it can also name an executor of your estate as well as a guardian for your children. This can be done on your own, but should be signed in the presence of 2 witnesses who will not benefit from your estate. It becomes effective upon your death and must go through probate court. The living trust, these are 2 primary types of living trusts. There's a revocable and there's an irrevocable. The main benefit trusts have over wills is that trusts do not need to go through probate court. That's a biggie. Therefore, your assets can be distributed faster. And consult your financial planner or attorney to learn which type is best for you and your family. I prefer the living trust. It can be revocable or irrevocable. And revocable, I think, is probably what most people choose, depending on the circumstance. But anyway, this is a great item of value for you to share this month. You can email it, you can do a short video about it, and you can mail it. So it's very well done. And as always, Brian Buffini makes sure that everything he puts, you can trust. So he puts together, you can trust. So that is part 2 of our show. Part 3, we're going to talk about how you get more listings. So let's hide this thing and we'll put down my slides for this. Home Sweet Home. And I will put this in the group as a PDF so that if you want to refer to it. But, basically, launching a listing, to maximize, the impact of your listing, it's important to carefully choose the launch day. So I know many people go ahead and, hold on just a second. Let me turn that phone off. So it is important to carefully choose a launch day. Now, a lot of people just go ahead and choose Friday. God bless you. A lot of people just go ahead and choose Friday. But instead of launching on Fridays and immediately accepting offers on Saturdays, it's advisable to launch the listing on a different day. Okay. And preferably the day before the caravan. If you do a caravan, I think that we should bring that back. And again, people are going to see other homeowners in your neighborhood where the listing is going to see that you're bringing people to the home. So that's a little hack right there, a little tip, if you will. Then so if you launch it on, let's say, Wednesday, you do your caravan on Thursday, and now you've got greater visibility and build up before accepting offers on the following Monday. And that's the other thing that we suggest, that whenever you start it, whatever day you launch it on the MLS or whatever day you do the open house video, whatever, just say, we're going to do open houses this weekend and we'll be accepting offers on, looking at all offers on Monday. So that way, everybody knows they can come and see the house, and if they like it, make an offer. And Monday, you tell them in advance when you are going to look at the offers. And proper preparation, okay, including staging the property. Like this property on the screen is beautifully staged, and it can create really high quality videos. And I highly recommend that you do that, of course. And that should be done in the weeks leading up to the launch. So you want to make sure that you get your videos done by a professional videographer. We use Zip 3D. I love Ron Miller. He has been working with us for years. He's done a lot of our videos on our website as well. He is very professional, knows what he's doing, and he's been using the Matterport, I think, ever since it came out. And of course, Matterport has gotten better and better, where you can measure spaces, and all types of tools come with that particular type of video. And it has the walkthrough of the property. So, and I know, depending on how good the property looks, believe me, I know sometimes that might not be the best thing to do. Maybe just a video of a caravan, a carousel pictures. Anyway, to pick out the, maybe hone in on some neat things about the house or the backyard or the front door, even the curb appeal. But you've got to be able to have some type of a video. Then let's see, then we're going to do the mega open house. Now, of course, here's what I recommend. You host a mega open house for neighbors to create buzz and attract attention. So a mega open house can significantly enhance the exposure of your listing and attract potential sellers. And to make it successful, I recommend to engage with the neighbors by door knocking or sending direct mail invitations. I love door knocking because then you get to meet them and you hand them a flyer and you invite them to come to, lunch on Friday or Saturday, that you're going to have a private showing just for the neighbors. And you're going to serve lunch to them so that they can see the house and ask any questions. And you'll be surprised. Somebody's going to say, oh my gosh, can you come to my house and see what you think my house is worth, and so on and so forth. So this is what this show's about, how you get more listings. So anyway, you create a special lunch between, let's say, 11 and 1 on the day of the open house, and you can generate excitement and encourage all the attendance of all the people that you've knocked on doors and sent out invitations. If I would do both, because a lot of people aren't going to be home, but they're going to get the invitation. And so you need to do both. Then you have to, you're interacting with the neighbors that come. You're answering their questions, and you're providing an exceptional experience. And agents, y'all can establish yourself as trusted professionals, and this can lead to referrals and future listings. I mean, just think about it. This is like very impressive, and it's gonna leave a lasting impression on the people with the personal interaction and showcasing your unique experiences. And one of the things that some people do is they will put a zip code map on there, or hone in more on, let's say it's Summerlin or Green Valley, and you happen to have a poster map of that location. I highly recommend that you have one of those. You spend the money to get that done, so that, or you can even do it yourself, but it's better if you have it professionally done and make it a poster. And then, people can say, oh, there's a Banana Street, and I would really like to live there. Maybe they live down here at the bottom of Summerlin, but they want to move up to the North Summerlin or Green Valley or whatever. But you have a map, and that absolutely generates conversation, especially if you put pins where listings are, and you maybe tag, the prices of the different listings. People are interested in houses, and you have to believe that. You have to believe it. Okay, so now, sorry, my nose is itching. Additional ideas. Now, there was a gal who really made her open house a memorable event. The house happened to have a circular driveway. And so what she did is, guess what she did? When she sent out her flyer, she says, after our special luncheon or during our special luncheon, bring your car, and I'm going to have someone wash everybody's car. So that makes it some additional attraction, correct? So now not only are they going to get lunch, they're going to get their car washed. And then you can incorporate that into to the regular open house for the public. And you can just say, bring your car, we'll wash your car while you look at the house. So anyway, just making yourself stand out. above the crowd. Another suggestion is to use alternative scripts when inviting neighbors, emphasizing the importance of their presence and creating urgency for potential buyers. Now, what that means is that you're asking the neighbors to say, I really want to make an impression on my open house this weekend. If you could just stop by, so that to generate more energy and synergy, and maybe talk to the potential people who want to buy the home about how lovely the neighborhood is, so on and so forth. That sets you apart as well. And then okay, so here's a big one. You need to personally put up your directional signs. And I remember this one fellow, I think Jason Pantana was coaching him, and he said, I put up 30 signs. And he says, and I do sandbags because it's windy. And he said, so people see me around the neighborhood over time. They'll even stop and say, gosh, you work so hard. You might want to come by my house. I live at 123 Banana Street, and perhaps you can let me know what you think of the value my house might be. So when people see you out there working there and you're dedicated, and if you're going to do open houses, I think it's a fantastic strategy. Just a note here. There was another gal up in Boston. I think I told you this a couple of weeks ago. She did like 7 or 8 open houses every weekend or every week, however she spaced it out, depending on the time of the year and so on and so forth. Anyway, she ended up with thousands of people in her database for the people that let's see, 400 open houses she did. And that generated thousands of people for her database with phone numbers, with email addresses. And now she has a whole sphere of influence and a database for which she can then market to. And I mean, if 2% of those people list their houses every year or even more, what a great source of future business for you and securing your business. Because what does Jimmy Dague always say? What are you doing? I'm building a business. That's what you're doing. So you have to always think that that's what you're doing. You're building a business. So if you're out there sweating in that Nevada sunshine and people see you putting up those open house signs, and maybe you got to go home and take a shower before you host the open house, whatever. But, they see you working, and that's important. Very important. Let's see, what do we have next here? Leveraging. Oh, this is an interesting one. So there's a lot of different ways to do this one. Zillow is not always accurate. What you can do is take a screenshot of Zillow, like I just did. This is a listing, and it has a Zestimate. Now, you don't necessarily want to do a listing. You want to do something that's not listed, because then Zillow is going to be a little farther correct, less correct. Let's put it like that. And so, you can either do this for somebody's house, or say, this is what Tom Ferry does. He says, take a picture of what Zillow does, then say what you think the house is worth, especially those that are far apart, and say, see, this is what Zillow says you're worth, but this is really what you're worth. And whatever it is, higher or lower, Zillow's incorrect in that case. But that shows people that, hey, they did my house, and maybe Zillow is correct. That's okay too. But at least you went to the trouble to show them what Zillow says, and you went to the trouble to do a comp. That is powerful. That is a powerful tool. Now, if you have people's phone numbers, you can text that to them. Their email addresses, you can email it to them. If you're knocking doors, you can present that to them. And so that's quite an impression when you do 10 or 15. Let's say somebody lists a house, or you list a house. You go 5 to the left, 5 to the right, 5 across the street. You knock on those doors and you hand them the flyer. You do their comps. You do their comps so that you have them with you, and you have what Zillow says it's worth. So just wanted you to see, your house is, you and Zillow aren't far apart, or you and Zillow are far apart. Anyway, it makes an impression. And broadcasting that kind of thing to your database it's remarkable. And that's what they're going to think. This is remarkable. So I love that idea. I absolutely love that idea. And that was actually that idea came from Tom Ferry. Yes, himself. That was his idea. So you have to continuously adopt strategies based on the market and identify what generates the most leads for you. I can tell you, open houses, I will guarantee you, will generate the most leads. You prioritize what you're doing, and you do what's worked in the past. Even in frenzied market conditions, well, we're not really in a frenzy. We need to generate the frenzy, right? We want to generate the frenzy. But anyway, seek all these opportunities to stand out, to engage with potential clients, and create memorable experiences. And I will say that one more thing. If you don't think it's the right time for somebody to sell, I think that's a nice thing to say to them too. This might not be. In fact, we did that a couple of weeks ago. We had one of our investors that wanted to say, "Oh, I'm going to sell my house," because the lease was up. And and I looked at that house and I looked at what it possibly could be worth, and I said, "You know what, John, if you just paint it and carpet it next year, I think you'll get a lot more money than perhaps this year." And so let's just lease it for another year, and it'll come due, the lease will be due up in April or May, and then it'll be a perfect time to put it on the market at the height of the selling season and get the best price. So I think that he really appreciated that, because he didn't have to sell. He didn't have to sell. And I said, rents have gone down a little bit in Vegas, not drastically. I think, what did we do? We did a comp maybe a month ago, and they went down from 2,400 maybe to 2,300. That's not the end of the world, because they had just shot up, if you remember, a couple years ago. Anyway, so that's one thing that you need to keep in mind when you're talking to these people and trying to generate listings. Don't be afraid to tell people, here's what Zillow says. Here's what the MLS says. Let's wait till next year, unless you have to move. And I think that's a sincere message, because I don't know about you, but I believe the market's going to go up next year. All the activity that's coming to Vegas, think about it. We've got Formula One. We've got the Madison Square Garden auditorium opening. And then we have the Super Bowl. So we're going to be generating a lot of activity in Vegas. And I think that that's going to help our home sales. And I personally would suggest somebody wait if they can. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a like or a love or subscribe. Please sign up for getting all of this material regularly into your inbox. You just have to sign up one time, and then it'll go into your inbox. And I just want to say one more thing, and then I'm going to close for the day. Agent Formula was created in 2010, and we created it with so much content, and we continue to update the content. We continue to blog daily, weekdays. Kane always corrects me. We continue to post the shows in Vegas and the rooms in Vegas that have deals. We continue to do that once or twice a month, depending on the holidays and so forth. And we do the monthly market watch, where we automatically do your database. They get it as in form of a nice newsletter. Plus they get links to the previous couple as well, in case they're not interested in this. They might be interested in the last two dailies, blogs that we did. We do all these things for you, but you have to get your website out there. I recommend, if your website isn't your name, that you get a website with your name. And because when people search, you want them to see it. And when they go on Google, you want to have a Google business page, and you want them to be able to go to that website. Now, there's a lot of things that you can do. And I'm going to have, I don't know if I can do it in July, because we have to go away for 7 days. I think the 16th of July, we're going to be out of town. But in August, I'm going to try to put together an Agent Formula website webinar. And I'm going to have some people in the webinar because people ask questions. Yes, we have videos to show you how to use the website and all the tools that come with it. However, I think that what I like is when people ask questions, because what maybe seems obvious when we created the videos, you have better questions, and social media continues to change, and you want to know how you take this video and put it on TikTok. We're going to go over all those things, and that'll be in August. But in the meantime, get your website, go to GoDaddy, get your name if you don't already have it as a website. You may have to put LV at the end so that it's unique, because there might be a lot of Sally Joneses, right? Anyway, get your name and then reach out to us. We have a special going on now, and it's called, Kane, help me with this, 59 year. I think it is all caps. That means the first year is only $59 a month. And you know what? We include many of the things that you get with Keeping Current Matters. We have a better, in our opinion, a better CMA than Cloud CMA. We blog for you. We have content for you. We have videos for you. We have downloadable guides for you. So we just did the pet guide when people were moving, what do you need to do to take care of your pet while you're moving. Anyway, we're constantly doing things, constantly giving you new things to video about, to email about, to talk about, and to impress people with what a wonderful website you have. Anyway, I just want everybody to have one. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I will be here Monday, though. We're working Monday. We're working Monday and Wednesday. We have Tuesday off. That's just the way the ball bounces this year. And we will see you Monday, and we will see if we've changed the median price, and we'll see how many homes we sold in June. Love you all. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay cool.